Hello, my friends. This is the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twin Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. And that's not just blowing smoke. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Cool breeze in my head, bittersweet smoke flying through the air. It's the way I feel, smoking on a fine cigar.
Oh, wow, everybody. The off-screen banter. It's something. Maybe we should do that sometime.
Do some outtakes. Oh my god.
Offline banter and have that be like paid content.
I feel like an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An only smoke account. You want an only smoke account with all the outtakes.
How about a belly button one?
If everything went well, what you were listening to was Jeff Pitchell's Fat Cigar. And that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke, coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop Studio headquarters here in Londonderry, New Hampshire at the 724 Lounge. Be sure you hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening from so that you don't ever miss a thing. I'm Pastor Padron. I'm here with my co-hosts, Pat and Dave. Wow, Dave, that looks amazing. Bree, don't look. Avert your eyes.
I
And we have Debris with us from the 724 Lounge and Mike from Rocky Patel. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, well, we love having you back. It's great to have you on the show and everything. And you are going to be smoking this with us,
Yes.
the Rocky Patel Decade Habano. What can you tell us about this cigar?
So this is a special release that we came out with last year for the Tobacco Association of America.
Mm-hmm.
And it is our decade that I'm sure most of your viewers and listeners are familiar with. So it's the same blend as the original decade, so a Nicaraguan binder, and it has Honduran and Nicaraguan fillers. But instead of the Sumatra wrapper, we have this one cloaked in a Habano wrapper.
Cloaked.
And
That's
it's
a
really
very
nice.
word.
Yeah, it just changes it.
It's
in a nice way.
Habano.
It's a Honduran Habano too, right?
Yeah.
Honduran Habano.
And it's really nice to smoke it. I don't get to smoke these that often. You know, they're fairly limited. It's just for the TAA,
Mm-hmm. And they don't give you these, right, Mike?
yeah, typically, you know, like we get trunk stock and samples to give out and everything. But where this is an exclusive just for the TAA, it's not something that would be in our regular rotation as a trunk, quote unquote, trunk stock.
You can't ask for it.
Well, Dan. They don't call me to snivel for nothing.
You can ask, but you shall not receive everything you ask for. It's not like Jesus.
It's not like you can. Yeah.
Oh
You
boy,
can't use that marker every month. You got to save those.
That's
true.
what she said.
I had to throw a little John Wick thing in there with the marker.
Has anybody gone to see that John Wick 4? Well, yeah, no.
I started watching all the other three. I did number 2 last night.
I have to tell you, I have been, every once in a while, I just say, you know what, I need to watch John Wick. And I own the first 3 movies. And I just, straight through.
It's hard not to watch all 3.
It's
right in a row.
just, I don't know what it is. You know, yeah, it's Pastor Padron, and I like John Wick. It's
The beginning of the second one is just the best.
yeah.
It picks up exactly where the other one left off.
Listening to all the sounds going on.
I watched it for the first time last night. I'm excited to watch number 3. Can you rent number 4 like on one of these services? That
Not yet.
No,
it's strictly in the theaters right now.
I can't
and
relax.
doing very
in
well
theater.
too.
I need to watch it at my house. I can't relax in a movie theater.
Yeah, it's hard for me to justify the expense going to it. It's got to be something that where missing it on the big screen means you're missing something in the experience.
Yeah,
there are very few movies
like
that
Avatar. Avatar, you had to see in the theater.
IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
That's what it was designed for. I mean, I know some people think the movie was just kind of okay, and but to see it in IMAX and I haven't seen the second one, but
I haven't either.
the original in IMAX in 3D was just amazing. It was a spectacle, and it's not going to be the same watching on TV. Now, John Wick, yeah, it'd be great to see it on TV.
Even Lord of the Rings was just amazing. In the
It was
theater.
amazing on the big screen. But, I went going way back. I saw Matrix Reloaded in the IMAX in Boston. I think this is when IMAX was really just starting to come out in the 90s or whatever. And, 80-foot tall screen, 160 or whatever. My first time in an IMAX theater. And I remember they did a close-up at one point of Fishburne's face. And I just went, oh, my gosh. That should not be on IMAX. Every little bit was there for you to see. I was just like, no amount of makeup's going to cover that up. Oh. And I love Lawrence Fishburne, but no one should need to see him that close. It was just bad.
I could see the lawsuits coming in
And
now.
for that very reason, I will not go see John Wick 4 in the IMAX. I just don't want to live through that again.
You don't think it's going to be any better like 10 years later?
And I don't know,
The View?
man. It's had nothing to do with the resolution, man. It had everything to do with the resolution. That was the problem. It was way too close.
Yep, high def pits. Yep.
Yes,
I wanted to
high-def
watch
hits.
the Underdog cartoon in IMAX. That's my wish. You
The
guys make that happen?
Underdog cartoon.
Yeah, probably too old for you guys.
Nope, I remember that.
The Underdog.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Do you know what Underdog is, Pat?
I do not.
Oh, I got to get you some VHS tapes so you can watch that. I grew up watching that.
Oh my goodness!
Well, this has been a great cigar conversation so far.
So far, yeah.
Well, you know about the Decade Habano TAA, the exclusive TAA cigar. You got that?
Now, we've all smoked it for I think we're all about half an inch into it or whatever. What's your first impressions, thoughts?
It's creamy. It's got a it's very earthy to me. The retrohale is really smooth. I don't think I've had some of the pairing yet.
I don't remember whether I've had anything to drink or not.
Yeah. We'll find out.
That's a bad sign.
That's the answer in the statement.
That's yeah.
You got the
question that answers itself.
There we go.
Bree, what about you? What do you think of the cigar so far?
I'm enjoying that it's not a pepper bomb. Again, this is one of those situations where it's really enjoyable and creamy so far, and I think it's gonna go pretty well with the bourbon. So I'm excited to see if the pepper will build as it smokes down. I'm not sure what to expect, but I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I don't know that you have to worry about the pepper building up. As I remember this cigar, several times I've had it, I haven't had that. It's got a nice little bit of baker's spice kind of spice to it, but never really gets all that far.
It's like a faint spice with that
Yes.
creamy, almost cocoa in a way.
That's why I was curious, because I
Earthy.
got a little bit of a tickle.
I love the aftertaste or the finish.
If it was an IPA, I would say it's crushable. You could smoke these. You could just, I could have another
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't have to think about it. Like he asked me the question, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I wasn't really paying attention to it. It's going down easy. That's all I can say.
Pat, what are your tasting notes?
It's good. It has like that kind of that roasted nut creaminess to it. It has like a little bit of hay, and then I'll call it a timid white spice. It's not quite a big player in the profile, but it's kind of just there in the background that kind of lingers on the finish.
Not quite a sassy white spice, but a timid white spice.
Which is really nice for a change for me. I smoke a lot of those real spicy.
Yeah. And a lot of Rocky cigars have been kind of like the stronger
San
end of the
Andreas.
newer ones. Yeah.
Ooh, I got that hay on the retro.
Which if I'm unless I'm
Hey.
wrong, but wasn't this cigar originally going to have a Cameroon wrapper on it?
It was, yeah. I think in the very early stages of planning the release for the TAA, the thought was to do a Cameroon wrap cigar, and then they just fell across this idea and loved it and went with it.
Do you know?
And we've had a Decade Cameroon. We released a Decade Cameroon previously.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm very happy they went this way. I think this is just a really it's a compliment to a lot of the releases that we've done the last, like you said, Pat, maybe like the last 3 years or so, and been using a lot of Sandres, which I love, and those rich Nicaraguan tobaccos inside, and it's a nice kind of it's a different profile. The price is ridiculous on it too. Right.
Yeah,
What are you
$9
guys selling it for? Like $9 a stick?
$9, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a fantastic cigar.
Get in here and grab some of those at $9 a stick. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a great, nice medium-bodied cigar. It would go with a lot of stuff here at the bar. It
go with
might
a
even
nice
go well
coffee.
with this campfire here. You want to talk a little bit about the campfire there, Bree?
Yeah, so I think Campfire is a spirit that has gotten a lot of notoriety, at least I can say with the people sitting here. So Campfire is a 92 proof blend of Scotch, rye, and bourbon. So they take every mash bill and they combine it. So they're based out of Park City, Utah, and they have gained a lot of popularity. They have, of course, their generic American Prairie bourbon, their double rye, and a series of other limited releases. So what's unique about Campfire is that they were released a few years ago and they discontinued making the product, and then just this last year they actually brought it back and they made some slight tweaks to the blend. And so some people that originally enjoyed it, Pat and myself included, it's still good, but we were a bigger fan of the original release of Campfire. I think it just had like a little bit more of a complexity to it. It still is a really enjoyable and unique bourbon. You really do get that peat from the Scotch.
Yeah.
So it's more of a Scotch flavored, like smoke forward bourbon, but it used to have a little bit more of like a caramel complexity underneath it, whereas you get a little bit more of the peated sweetness from this newer.
I was gonna say this. Ironically, because I think you're right. The other one did have a lot more caramel to it, but it seemed less sweet on the finish.
Yes.
Do you agree?
This has a lingering smokiness to the palate after. Like I took a sip a minute and a half ago, and it had this nice lingering smokiness to it.
Yeah, it seems to be much like a thicker, more viscous kind of finish to it.
Yeah, it almost reminds me more of a Lagavulin, whereas it was kind of its own animal before. Like I got that smokiness from the original blend that you would get from a peated Scotch, but it also had the complexity and the spice of the bourbon underneath. Yeah, I almost wish we had a barrel of the old one to compare side by side. And I actually got to visit this distillery earlier in the year, so that was pretty cool. High West has always been a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
So Park City's not dry Utah then? You can drink around Park City?
Everywhere except for High West. it was kind of a mind screw. But, yeah.
Anywhere but at the distillery. Is that what you just
I
said?
mean, like it's weird because
Did I hear you right?
It reads like a drinking town. There's tons of little bars and restaurants. Things do close really early, so there is that. But the distillery draws in a crowd for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's this one little hub of tourism, I would say. Like boutique shops and restaurants, bars, the High West Distillery. And that they're set up there. They have their restaurant and then the distillery on the other side. And
Dave, how's it go down the other pipe? Does it taste good down the other pipe too?
That's great. Thanks for asking, Mike.
But you remember
I
if
can
you
tell you
drank it
did
now.
that. I've done that before. It's awful.
Oh. Dave, your eyes are coming out of your
It went
head.
down the wrong pipe and out the nose.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah. It's funny because Campfire was the very first bourbon I ever had. And
did I sell you on that?
No, no, it was actually somebody who's no longer here, but I had it here at Twins, and it was my first time in. This was, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago maybe, and was walking around and looking at things and had the deer in the headlights look when I looked across at the all the different bottles of bourbon and scotches and a rise that we
I didn't
have.
even know there was that many. It was
I've
crazy.
never, any other place I've gone, I like look at them and I'm like, oh, this is nothing, and I still don't know a whole lot about it. But I said, what should I try? And they gave me a campfire, and I just fell in love with it. It was amazing. I immediately went to the liquor store and bought a bottle.
What's the MSRP on a bottle of this?
It's $70 or $80.
Yeah, yeah. At one
Yeah,
point,
it's
it
in a
did
good
get hiked
wheelhouse.
a little, but it's not terrible. Yeah, it's acceptable.
And they're, you said they're generic prairie. I mean, yeah, it's their lower end bourbon, but that's still really good
It is.
stuff.
Well, we actually, that's what our 724 barrel selected.
Yeah,
But we have
it's-
our own barrel of the American Prairie bourbon.
And
from the West.
that you can get for $30-$35 depending on sales and stuff like that, and that's a very, very tasty bourbon.
That used to be a staple in my personal liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
Just like generic American Prairie.
But now it's just all campfire again.
Yeah. Well, unless I can find the double rye. The double rye, I highly recommend if you can find it. I haven't been able to find it recently.
I haven't seen.
but
It's interesting you say that. I have not seen it in a while.
New Hampshire
it-
liquor store carry it when they
They
get it in.
did at one point. I haven't looked for it recently, but I think
I wonder if
been a
it's
little hard
allocated
to
now.
find.
Could be
Probably.
because it's limited,
because we don't even have it here right now. It's
Really?
like, yeah, I think it was closer to like 130 for the bottle, but
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, not cheap stuff, but very good stuff. Yeah, High West does great drinks. So we got a lot of stuff going on at Twins. I sat down today and put together a calendar for the next 3 months. I think there are 13 events on the calendar. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
And low key event, but always a great event. Coming up this Saturday is what I'm calling the Easter Weekend Pipe Club, and we're going to be smoking 3 new things that have come out just in the last couple of weeks. Actually, 2 of the blends aren't even out until later this week. The one that is Cornell and Deal's small batch, The Beast, which is a 51% Perique blend, along with some different kinds of Cavendish and a little bit of dark fired Kentucky, all of which is mixed together and then soaked in rum for 7 days and then dried out and put into the tin. And let me tell you something. I'm lucky enough I was able to get a tin of the original release of that from 7 years ago. Opened it up, and it was still like wet with rum. I mean, it just the stuff is amazing. If you love Perique and you like rum, this is a great blend. And then the other 2 things we're going to be looking at are GLP's new release Geometry, which is hitting the stores tomorrow, including Twins. And then tomorrow or Thursday, the third 724 blend should be dropping in, which is called Dexter's Secret.
Oh, finally.
It is
Awesome.
a English lake, and that will be hitting stores as soon as it comes through the door, which should be tomorrow or Thursday at the latest.
It's a great
I know
name.
it's already in the mail, so it should be here. It should be here really soon. So Pipe Club's going to be focused on 3 hot new things, and that's going to be good. Then the following Friday, the 14th, we have a big event with Christoph and Christoph's Glenn Case. President of Christoph is going to be here. They've made us a, excuse me, 25th anniversary cigar based on their San Andreas blend. 10-count boxes. They're
Box Press Perfecto. Yep.
Box Press Perfecto. It's about $109, I think, for the box of 10. You buy one of those boxes, you're going to get entered. You're going to gain entry into what we're calling the Case Cantina. And Glenn is going to be in this place. We're transforming the retail area at the Londonderry store into a VIP lounge, speakeasy. And you're going to get a special pairing with a special cigar from Christoph that normally is only available in Europe. And so it's not available, here in America. That's what that means. And our 724 Barrel Select Old Forester. You're going to get that. That's going to be given to you in a rocks glass that has the Twins and Christoph logo etched on it. You get to take that glass with you. There's going to be some other swag things going on. Glenn's going to tell a story. He's going to tell his story about his latest cigar, the Guardrail, how that came out. There's going to be raffles, too, for buying more stuff. But it's going to be a great experience and limited space for people who get in there. So the first, 20 people who buy a box of the 25th anniversary cigar are going to get some special private time with Glenn Case and get to really be with him in a small group atmosphere. It's going to be fantastic. And then right after that, we launch into a big Rocky Patel event, which is going to end in the beginning of June with Nimish Patel coming to Twins, right?
Yes. We got. So I think we're going to start that the 15th, right? The next day.
Mm-hmm.
And great promotion, going to run all the way until Nimish comes, and I think on that Saturday it's either the 2nd or the 3rd.
Yeah,
we're going to have a grand finale type event like we've done previously with Rocky, and pull the winners. And we're going to have, so basically during the course of the promo, Dan, we're going to have some special sales with opportunities to get tickets into the raffle like we've done previously on box sales, and you get some good swag with your box as well. And our prize is going to be, first prize is going to be a little sneak peek into our fall promotion that we're going to do, where we're going to let one lucky winner and bring a guest, and we're going to have a private overnight stay up in we are in New Hampshire. I can't stay up in New Hampshire. I'm not in Mass anymore.
Yeah.
Up in the river. And we're going to have a really nice night, and we're going to have some good food, and we are going to spend some quality time together just having some nice libations, smoking some great cigars, and we are working on scheduling to see who we're going to be able to have be here that weekend. So,
okay.
But it's going to be great. It's going to be an awesome time, and I don't think we've ever done anything quite like that where we're going to take a group of consumers and just have a really nice night all together at a private residence and hang out on the water and smoke cigars by the fire. And
I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I think it's great. Good. So,
and the second place, we should. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
But the second place of the promo, which this is an amazing promo. So the first place winner is going to get to bring a guest to this weekend thing that we're doing in September, and then the second prize is for a very limited, age-limited, rare humidor. And it's going to come, I believe we're going to have 50 of the special size cigars in it. So ALR is my favorite cigar that we make. I just love it. I can't get enough of that cigar. It's very limited. And the 50 cigars you're going to get in that humidor are also very limited. It's a one-time run. They made one run of them. It's a special size. It's a 6.5 by 55. So if you're familiar with our 55 cigar, kind of a unique ring gauge size, and they did that with the ALR blend, and it's amazing. And some lucky person's going to walk away. And the humidor itself is beautiful. It's like a stand-up humidor with these double doors that you open up, and it has 3 different drawers to keep your cigars.
4.
You guys will have all kinds of
drawers.
It's 4 drawers.
Yep.
You'll have all kinds of photos to show people, but it's a special piece. I'd love to have it in my house.
Yeah. I mean,
It's really nice.
It's a $5,000 humidor.
Yes.
This is big.
Yeah.
And then third prize is a party pack, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a party pack. We're going to put together something special. We'll see what that is. I know we're going to talk later on about some special stuff we got going on, and if we're lucky, maybe we'll have something really different and special for folks.
Maybe if we're lucky.
Yeah.
So that's a little
So,
peek into just
I'm
a
looking
few
forward
of the
to it.
things that are happening in the next 3 weeks. Crazy. Crazy.
A lot of stuff. A lot of happening.
I think we might do something too. We're working on maybe, not 100% confirmed yet, but I think we're working towards this, and it looks really good. We might do something really special in private on Friday
That sounds
with
creepy.
Nimish as well. Yeah, okay, maybe him and Glenn Close can get some private time together with consumers. Maybe he'll stick around.
No, that'd be.
But yeah, I think we're gonna try to really make something exclusive and something, special for a smaller group of your customers.
Yeah, we need to work. We need to work
yeah.
on doing something special.
We are working on
here.
that, so you guys can bring that up at a future podcast.
Now, Rocky, did they release anything for TAA this year?
Oh, hell yeah, they did.
Yeah, we did. You excited about that one?
Yeah, it's the Rocky 60 Bala.
Yeah. 1,500 boxes made. It's a special, the Bala size. You've seen us do the Bala just a couple times. Mm-hmm. We have it in the Disciple. Hamlet was the first one, I think, to do it with his
Is it box press?
Tabacaro.
It looked box press in the
It's
picture.
like kind of.
Like soft press, like
Yeah.
butter press.
Butter pressed.
Butter pressed, yeah. But it's, I mean,
Pressed like butter.
another cigar that's just amazing. That 60 that came out for Rocky's 60th birthday. It just Cigar Aficionado named it the #2 cigar of the year. As everyone knows, #1 was a Cuban, like you can't even get. So, like the Eddie Haskell #1. But it's a great blend, super complex. I know, Pat, you've talked about it before on
Yeah,
the show.
I smoke like
It's really
at
nice.
least 2 a week, which is a lot cause I usually don't smoke the same of anything every
Yeah.
week. So
I'm excited to try it. None of us have. I mean, we haven't, but they have. So Rocky and the crew and all them, they do all the testing and everything for something like that. And
it's the only reason why we brought you on tonight, hoping you're gonna have some.
I
with you in your
wish.
trunk,
God,
dog.
I
Yeah.
wish.
Damn.
And what's up with that?
Well, maybe when I come back from the PCA in July, I'll have some that fell into my suit pocket and smoke them on the show.
There you go.
I'm not sure I'd want to smoke those
Yeah, you might not
after
want it.
that long, sweaty plane ride back from
No,
Vegas.
forget about that. With a long, sweaty night until the sun comes up in the morning.
Now I'm excited. I hear the next PCA show, not this year, but next year, is going to be in March.
Yeah, yeah.
You
heard
sound
that.
super excited about that. I would
Well,
think
I
that
mean-
March in Vegas is a whole different animal than.
Well, that's like right after TP, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. I like going to Vegas in March versus July because the show's usually like around 4th of July. Like this year, the setup crew is heading out the 5th, so it is what it is. I mean, it's
the
part of our
height
industry.
the cigar season.
Yeah.
And, New Hampshire is huge in the cigar business.
Mm-hmm.
We have no tax. We have no sales tax, let alone no cigar tax, and we have some of the biggest stores, including Twins, in the country here, and wanting to take a week off, and the absolute height of the sea is just ridiculous.
I've heard from a lot of my customers about that since the day I started. About it's just really tough for this region. It's like
Yeah.
I guess if you're in Florida,
If you're,
in Texas,
if you're
Southern
in Florida,
California,
Texas, it's like one day is as
it's
much like
different,
another.
but you're taking folks away from the height of their, like you said, their season. So
Well,
I think
and
it's gonna be great for a lot of New Englanders.
Then most stores don't have a large staff. It's a lot of them just one or two people. The owner, maybe the owner's kid.
Yeah.
So if you go, you're closing up, or you're leaving your store with somebody who may or may not be doing a great job. So I mean,
Pat, you brought
I'm
up a good point,
excited.
too.
I'm excited that they're doing it
Yeah.
what I think is a better time of year.
Maybe there'll be some shifting around with different things. I know you brought up a good point. There's other shows right around in the first quarter of the year too.
Yeah. Yep.
Just expand your warehouse for me, please, so you can bring all the stuff in from all the shows. It's a couple 2x4s, a few nails. Don't worry about it.
Dan, you haven't put in your TAA order yet. We just got back from TPE.
Yeah, it's kinda-
We just
it's
gave
kinda
this
tough. You
huge
have-
order. Yeah, but Dan, last
been
year
like a
you ordered,
couple months-
so many $1,000s. You got to do it again. Come on.
Within a couple month period, yeah.
It's
You
all
have
smoking good.
you have-
Smoking good, Dan.
TPE, you have PCA, and then you have like that, Dream Machine TAA thing.
Yeah, that we just came back from that.
That's kind of tough for a retailer for buying, isn't it? kind of
I'm sure this stuff
front
in the
loading the
works.
year.
It's above our pay grade to know what's happening, but I'm sure that they're not going to have
Yeah.
back-to-back major shows. There's probably some shifting and moving.
I'm sure it's very well planned.
Yeah, different contracts come up. Like they have certain
The
weeks
cigar
at
world
certain
is so
times
well
of the year.
planned.
Like,
Yes.
like they have that contract for like so many years where that's where the shows are going to be in say Vegas for so many years that week, and maybe it's up. I really have no idea.
It's like training to be the last dragon. You have to know without knowing.
So, Mike is, I've heard rumors that Rocky might be doing something special for us. Can you confirm or deny any of those rumors?
Snitches get stitches. I'm going to figure this out. You know, I have a detective background for a long time. I'm going to figure out who's
Yeah, I know, Columbo.
Well, since it's out, yeah. We're all kidding aside, we've been talking about this for a little while.
Like a year and a half.
Yeah, we've been working on this. I mean, the fact that you know,
Stitches get stitches. Yeah. Mike.
with everything that happened with COVID, and factories shut down for a good amount of time, so production wasn't happening. So I could just speak for us. The private label stuff kind of got put aside for a bit, so the factories could catch up with the mainstream stuff and the releases that we were doing. So Rocky's not one to do something half-assed, and it's going to be done the right way when it's done for you guys, obviously. And so yes, it's been a while, but we are excited to be close to releasing to your possession your 25th anniversary cigar.
I was going to say, let's confirm what it actually is.
I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. I know what it looks like, but I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you're not going to tell me?
So just so everybody knows, we're not being mean or anything. So this is a special project, and Rocky took the lead on this project.
Is this
and
the Decade Habano with another
No.
label on it?
The blend of the cigar that's coming out is a special blend that Rocky, wanted to do for you guys and for Kurt, and
I'm both scared and
yeah, I don't want to
So
tell
what
you
do we
anything
got
about
left
the,
that we're not using?
yeah, and I think the release,
Peppers.
black pepper, white pepper, red pepper.
all kinds of peppers. But I think the idea is really to, it's going to be a release, obviously a great, awesome release to represent your 25-year anniversary. That's a little past now, obviously, but I think that everybody's a little bit, late with the cigars. And
No, that's fine. We
It's
didn't
never
celebrate
too
it
late
last year
to,
anyway.
No,
it's
yeah.
never too late to celebrate your
no,
25th
and I think
anniversary.
that as a company and Rocky as a friend wants to make this release something special just for you guys too. So not where everybody's passing around photos of this was going to be and all that, but a lot of work went into it. I know, Rocky spent a lot of time and has been hands-on with the factory and all the folks at our
That's really
office.
special. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, all kidding aside, I'm very
I'm
excited.
super excited about it, and I
Very
think
excited.
I think that you guys are obviously going to love it, and I think the customers are going to really enjoy it. It's going to be different and exciting for what it represents too.
Well, I know Pat's excited. He's more engaged now with you than he has been in the last 30 minutes or so.
Oh, you're engaged?
But-
Aw.
but
And I hope that we have I hope we have them for
Bree's
this promo.
looking very
We'll see.
suspicious. I'm not sure she's convinced.
Nope, it's all true.
Just listen.
And I'll tell you, I will let you know that I did actually call today to try to get an update with the factory on like timeline, because
Yeah.
I think we're at the point right now where packaging is what's happening. So, but they're closed for Holy Week, so we can't find anything out from the factory this week. So next week I'll do a follow up and try to get an idea of the timeline, because obviously we're all excited. We're announcing this big promo. And then we have another one coming up, in the fall, and we want to have these cigars to get in the hands of all your consumers and have you guys, celebrate with us your 25 years.
And that's what the fall promo is really going to be
Yeah.
focusing on is
Yeah.
that. Not that, it won't be on all of Rocky 2, but I think the focus is going to be on those cigars. And that's a limited run, was it? 300 boxes?
I think we did a little more than that, but not much.
Yeah.
300
300
I have
boxes of 10.
I got so many numbers in my head from different things. I don't want to make a mistake on how many, but I can get that to you tomorrow. I have my notes. I just didn't bring them with me.
I've got
what we
so
did.
many numbers. You would believe.
I mean,
You passed it,
It might be
you
like
would believe
500.
the numbers in my head.
Yeah. I know I have so many numbers. I have so many numbers. But it's going to be great, and I can envision us at a lake house in September with 10 lucky winners of the promo, enjoying some of those and having some great conversation around cigars. Excited. I'm excited about our promos this year. You know, we've done some great ones. We've done the Red Sox thing a couple times. It's
Yeah, that
awesome
was
and
fun.
everything. But, you know, this year we kind of split it up, and we have this great promo that's going to start real soon. And, you know, somebody's going to win to come with us that weekend in September, and a great second prize for someone. And then the next one we're going to have, you know, I think we're talking about maybe like 4 people, and they can bring a guest to come with us to the
Correct.
lake house. So we're going to have, you know, 10
total of
individuals.
10 people,
Yeah,
and then
it's awesome.
That's just with you, Kurt, and you know,
Talk too much.
some muckety mucks.
Yeah.
There really is so much to get. Like, I think I remember I had to make 3 different flyers for that one Red Sox promo because I couldn't fit everything on one.
Yeah. Well, you know, as
From
awesome.
A, from E.
I was at the Red Sox promo last year. It was great to be able to go to that. The only thing was, nowhere in Fenway are you allowed to have cigars. And you were in
Wait, are the
rented
statute of
cars.
limitations over for this before we
We're,
start
we're,
talking about
we're
it?
in rented cars going there. We can't smoke cigars. And so it was like, the game was great. It was great. You know, you're with Rocky, all the food, all the drinking. It was awesome. But we couldn't really smoke cigars
Yeah.
legally.
This time we'll be able to. Legally.
And yeah.
I just want to
That's where
thank
I'm
the
gonna-
folks.
That's where I'm going to leave it.
Whoever was in that suite next to us at that promo last time, thank you
Oh,
very
yeah.
much for giving us that bottle of bourbon at the end of the night that we really needed.
Gave him a
We appreciate that. 'Cause
gave
we
him
ran out.
couple bottles of Avion water or something. For
Yeah, I
that.
think they were like, we ran out of water. Like, we ran out of bourbon. All right, we'll trade you. Sure. Here's some water, and they give us a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
That's the
That
way
was-
we are in
But
Boston.
that was the only
Yay,
drawback about the whole
capitalism.
thing was not being able to really comfortably enjoy a cigar, you know, on the trip. So this is to me going to be much more awesome.
Right.
You know, a very unique atmosphere. You're in a really small, intimate group. And
And we have some surprises, too, coming. We haven't worked out all the kinks. We got a couple little ideas that it's going to be even more special than we can even talk about right now, I think. So just to throw out a couple of worms in the water.
Yeah, we'll just say
Or
yes.
herring.
then. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe I'll bring my uni pizza
what's-
oven I just got. Anybody here know how to use unis? Because I need a crash course. Oh, it's this big pizza oven that I spent a fortune on that just came to my house. And I'm supposed to make pizzas Saturday for everybody coming to my house. I'll not make pizza. I watched one video. They talked about making dough. I'm like, oh, no. No. You got to be able to buy dough, right? You can buy dough, right?
yeah,
Right.
maybe I'll end up finding my way over to your house on
Yeah.
Easter Sunday if there's pizza.
Pizza.
I might smell it. You know, I live
You
like
live
around
pretty
the
close
corner.
to me,
Yeah.
Well, now I know what I'm doing. That's good.
Yeah, you're going to have
Yeah,
turkey.
no, you're with Teresa.
It was
You have
gonna
to,
be ham
you have to,
pizza.
like,
Well,
I'll probably be with
comb
our
her hair,
mom.
and you're gonna be with mom. Are you doing mom?
I don't know what's going on. I haven't started talking about Easter until today.
Yeah. Did you talk about it with her today?
Yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got all the food coming in, so we can't do anything. Blah blah blah. So I don't know.
Cigar change it at all for anyone?
No, it's staying pretty consistent for me, but I'm enjoying it very much. I'm also enjoying the pairing.
Yeah, very good
I
job.
think the High West, really complements it. I think the sweetness in the finish of the bourbon really kind of goes along with the cigar, and brings a little bit more of that out of it. And I'm really happy with it.
It has like a bell pepper spice. That's what I'm gonna call it.
A barrel pepper,
bell,
bell
Pepper.
like a green bell pepper.
a green bell peppers.
Or like a
don't have
jalapeno
spice.
that you get that's not
Yeah,
spicy.
they have
It
like a
tastes more like
spicy
bell
Like a
pepper.
flavor. It's
sweet-
not like a stimulating spice.
Bell pepper's like refined peppery sweetness. Not really spicy.
I would definitely say green bell pepper.
All right. Now that you say that, I totally get it, and it annoys me that
right?
Yeah, you've totally screwed with my mind.
Yep.
The fact that you've successfully done it. I don't know what to say.
It's got a really nice draw. Construction is,
You can say it, Mike. It's smoking really
it's smoking
good.
really good. So everyone knows, they make fun of me because every cigar I talk about, I say it's smoking really
Have
good.
you tried this yet? Have you tried this, Dan? It's smoking really good right now. It's smoking really good. I know it wasn't last week, but this week it's smoking really good.
I'm passionate, Dan. I'm passionate about my job.
It satisfies my box press obsession.
Oh, my goodness. What else have you been up to, Mike?
Oh God. Really just plugging away. We got a lot coming up. Heading down to Naples for a few days with your fearless leader and your what's Sean's title?
Head Munchkin, but
yeah.
we can call him the general manager.
Head leprechaun.
Yeah.
Heidi,
he does look like a leprechaun,
Down to
doesn't he?
Honduras we go.
So we're gonna go down to the office. I don't think Sean's been to the office yet. I know Kurt has, and we got a group of I think 12 people. We got a really nice group from Auburn, New York area, upstate New York, and a nice group from this area right here. And we're gonna head down to Naples and go to the office and the warehouse and spend some time at Bern, and who knows what else, as you guys know how that goes.
Spending time at Bern is probably just good enough.
Yeah, and then Sunday we're taking off to go to Honduras. And we're going to spend a couple days out of factory there and see all the workings.
Well, that's horrible.
I know, it's going to be nice.
Sorry for you.
Well, I am the chaperone, so it's,
Wow, you guys
it's not as nice for me as
Let me tell you something. My recent trip to Honduras, told me that they have very small seats on their buses and cars down there. So
God.
you better be careful about it. I mean, the worst part of
Bring a
going to
pillow.
Honduras was the bus ride from the airport to the factory.
Was yours 3 hours?
And it was, yes.
Yeah, it's a new airport. They closed down the other one that
And
we
it
used
was
to fly into, so
it was
3 hours away.
It's a great airport. You're going to love it. It's a
Newer,
lot
yeah.
easier to get in. And the van bus that we were on, brand new, super clean. It wasn't like, so that wasn't the issue. But they think that, people are 4.5 feet tall. And so my knees were about that far into the seat in front of me. And it was all springs. So
Yeah.
we're all sitting like this.
The worst.
Yeah, exactly. Pat would be totally freaking out. And then they're driving.
That is totally freaking out.
They're driving at 60 miles an hour through the mountains on these hairpin turns, and it's like a 2-lane highway, but there's 3 lanes of traffic, and there's motorcycles weaving in and out, and so you're going going this way.
They
Going
had
that
drinks
way.
and cigars on the bus flight, all right? So they made it
They
a little
did.
better, yeah.
They had drinks on the. They had drinks on it, so
Yeah.
that made it a little bit easier. But
Was the
man,
driver
when we
drinking?
got out of that van, we were just like, oh, thank God, it's. But
You're giving me flashbacks, Dan. I was on this task force, God, in the early 2000s for the DOD. And it's I was detailed to this for 3 years from the police department, and we were traveling to military installations all over the world, all over the country. We pretty much visited them all. And I remember being in South Korea, and we had to take Korean Air back. And it was a 747, so it's 747. You get that. And it was the same exact thing. The seats were so small.
Yep.
There was no leg room. I was my knees were up to my
Koreans
chin,
are
and it
not
was a
big
long
people.
flight. It was from Seoul to Hawaii, to
Yeah.
Honolulu. It was oh my!
Yep.
It was the worst. I'll never forget it. It was one of my worst travel experiences.
on the way back, I paid the money to bump us both up to business class.
Definitely.
And
I'm
we were
doing that.
able to go like this, and we were practically crying with joy. We can move our legs. This is awesome. We get onto Route 1 coming out of Logan. We're never complaining about Route 1 again. This road is great.
Don't tell Sean and Kurt that I'm doing that. I'm upgrading. So let me get my seat first.
Yeah, no, you gotta do not do it. Because you're gonna want the relief so that you can make the bus ride. The one cheek seat.
Yeah. You were on American Airlines, right?
Yep.
From Miami.
Yep.
We're on the same flight, probably the same exact flight.
Probably
There's
the
only
same
2
one.
that go in there a day, I think.
Yeah. The flight was good. We didn't have any issues, any problems. and the airport's easy to get out of. You'll have a great time down there. But it is further away than the other airport was.
How were
about a
the
3-hour
fields when you were there? The plants a little bit smaller.
They were a little bit on the smaller side.
'Cause they had just
some had flowered up. And it was really, you saw plants at all different stages.
Cool.
To be honest, and they showed us everything from planting the seeds, all the way to the harvesting of things, and then so it was really cool. I know I'm excited for Sean to go and see, because it's one thing to hear about it, it's one thing to see it. I mean, see it on TV or something like that, or on a video, but when you're there and you look out at the acres and acres and acres of plants, and you realize this is just one field of one thing, and there are dozens, scores of and all of the manpower that you need in order to take care of those. Every single plant needs dealt with on a weekly basis. It's amazing.
And you didn't get the visual, like, talking with Rocky, and I've been in the room and conversations about blends, and, he gets the test blends and smoking them and trying to be like, oh, I want to change. That's the 4th priming of the plant, from Esteli, and let's change that to the 5th prime and see when you actually can see it. And you see the difference in it might be so slight, but the leaves are just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker in there.
Yep.
They're out in the, did they have the shade-grown field, too? You could just see with all the...
They didn't have a shade.
No.
They didn't have a shade-grown thing covered down there. What impressed me about the Aladino factory where we were at was how clean it was. Like, even in the hanging barns, you've got basically 3 stories of, leaves hanging to cure.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I hardly have any plants in my house. But around the plants, there is debris. Not this
I have some
debris,
plants in my
but
house.
there's stuff all over the place, and so you've got hundreds and hundreds, thousands of leaves hanging from. There's not one piece of leaf or debris or trash on the ground at all. It's raked, and it was just. I couldn't believe it. I was so impressed by how. And how clean the place was. It was amazing. Yeah, I was left kind
Makes
of
you feel
speechless,
good
too.
when you're putting the cigar in your mouth and smoking it, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. I mean, it just went to show how much care and pride they took in their work.
And we're excited, too. We stopped doing them for a while because of COVID, like a lot. And then I know some other companies did open up theirs not too long ago. Mm-hmm. But, there's a lot that goes into it. And once you stop doing it, then you don't have the staff at the house,
Right.
You don't have the folks that are, taking the bus back and forth. You don't have the security that's high and all that. So, we weren't ready. And, I was worried that we weren't going to start doing them this year, because I have a few trips kind of backed up from some things that we did previously, some promos and stuff. And then, finally got the call from Rocky, like, hey, listen, we get everything in place. We're good to go. We'd like to get a couple trips in April. And it was nice because it wasn't that long ago. I think we're going less than 3 weeks ago, getting that phone call. And to be able to get, 12 or 13 people that wanted to go, and had the ability to, I mean, it's not easy, right? To all of a sudden,
No.
okay, yeah, in 5 weeks I'm going to be ready to go, and I got my passport. My passport's ready, and now I can take the time off from work and all that. So it's really cool. And I think we promote them a lot, and we did have kind of like a little bit of almost like a little list of names of people we knew that were interested and asked about it. So that helped kind of get people
That's cool.
on the list. But if anybody that's listening or watching this is interested in going, and I know we're not the only ones that do it, but we really appreciate bringing consumers to our factory to see the operation, to see what we do to bring cigars into your hands. So if anybody's interested to do that, please reach out, throw an email. My email's on the website, but if you're watching from or listening from another part of the country, you go to our website, you can get reps from your area. We're
That
all listed
website
there.
is www.ilovemike.com.
Yeah. But what am I? I'm only on. I'm on. It's Mike L. _ R Patel. If you want to go on there and follow me, it's great. I try to post up some stuff and have some fun on there. But you can direct message me from there, and we can get you on a list. And let's go to Honduras.
Well,
Right?
here's an idea. How about you take us down there and we do a podcast?
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
That'd be so cool.
Do that. Yeah.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
I would love that.
Don't you think so, Pat?
I think we should pitch it.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm serious about that.
Yeah.
Podcast from the farm.
Oh gosh, that would be.
How would
so
you get all this
Cue,
stuff there?
cue the banjos.
We'd have to ship it there.
You just have to ship it, huh? Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're not in the cave days. We can ship stuff, so
Yeah,
we can get it
we
there.
ship it there.
Yeah.
But it's actually not a lot. This isn't a lot, really, when you add it up. Two or three big Pelican cases with stuff in it.
Well, I mean, would we be able to even do it live? Do they have?
I don't think
internet?
so. I think you'd probably want to record
You'd have
it.
to tape it.
have to
we
tape
could do
it.
it at the house. We could probably do it at the house. I don't know. I don't know if we'd interfere with operations if we try to do it actually at the factory. Maybe. You know what I'll do? I'll do a little investigating.
Yeah,
while
do
we're there.
some recon.
Mike, I'm
some
serious.
Yeah,
I'm serious, Mike.
yeah, recon that stuff.
I'm serious.
Yeah, maybe we can pitch that to the bosses and see
You
what
don't
they think.
want me to just have gone to the Aladino farm. You want me to go to.
Well, I mean, I can pick up a 4-channel, mixing board real cheap, and just use that for that one day.
Yeah.
That would be possible. It would be portable.
Keep the
do
price
like a
tag on it. We
balance.
can return it when we get back.
Yeah.
I feel like a
Yay,
found
Walmart.
footage style podcast, like those jungle documentaries. It's like Dave with a camera, everything's shaky. We're like, hey,
Yeah.
we're here live from the farm.
What's that big cat coming from? Oh my God! That was just a chicken, Dave. Calm down. Calm down.
It's a big chicken.
It's a farm. Oh my goodness. Has anyone else felt like the pairing was good, bad?
I mean, I felt the pairing was so good I didn't even think about it. It was a naturally just happy pairing. You would drink, you would smoke, you would drink, you'd smoke, you'd talk. We had good conversation, and I thought it went really well together.
Bree?
There was no defiance. This is one of those pairings where we're smoking what we're smoking. We're going to pick a bourbon that is new for this year, that's enjoyed by a lot of people, that has a lot of talk around it. And it just so happened that they went really well together. Again, another one I didn't really think about and ended up being one that I would still revisit.
Now, speaking of new this year, our topic for discussion tonight, Pat, was supposed to be a Q1 review.
Oops.
I was gonna mention that, but I want to interrupt you.
We did have good conversation.
I think we did a
We did have great
Q2
conversation.
preview instead.
You want to talk a little bit about the cigars that came out in Q1? What you think of them?
Yeah, it took
Do you
a
have,
little.
do you have a list?
All three of them.
Well, I have a list.
Let me quickly pull up my list. Here it comes. Thumb moves.
So
Yes, there it
Swipey.
the first one that I referenced was the Drew Estate Blackened. In theory, that was Q4 last year, but I don't think we actually had them until Q1.
That is true.
I think the Blackened event we did, I believe, was that
Mid-December.
January?
It was
It
mid
was
December?
January 27th.
It was?
Yep.
So
January 27th.
I would count that as
Yeah.
Q1. Really good
that's right.
cigar.
Yeah, released
Triple Maduro, we've talked about the blend on the show prior. It's a nice addition to Drew Estate's lineup. It's, they're all around like the decade here, like $9. Some of them are like 10 and some change. And then the Aladino Candela came out as well. I think we're one of maybe 10 retailers, if that.
There are 33 retailers, and
Oh.
anybody who had ever been to the farm got them. And so in total, that's 33.
that
There were
explains
10
some
that
things.
went this year, and the people who were talking to us, I think, were confused that they told us that we'd be one of 10 retailers.
That year, they meant.
but that year. But anybody who's gone in the past stays on the list. So even if nobody from Twins went to the farm next year, if they do a farm release, we would get it.
Well, that's good. At least we're represented. We're
But still,
grandfathered in.
33 stores in the country.
That's not a lot.
That's
That's
not a lot
at all.
There's 33 stores in Connecticut. I mean,
Yeah,
geez.
that's super
there's
limited.
only 2 stores in New England that have it. So, and we're one.
How was it?
It's
You guys
excellent.
review it? It was good.
Yeah, we did, and I think we all agreed it was a really
For not
really
liking
good cigar.
Candelas.
Yeah, I'd
it
have
is
to try that
an
sometime.
extraordinary cigar. Yeah.
It's very good. The Candela's based off a Sumatra leaf
Instead of Connecticut.
instead of a Connecticut, and so it's got a little bit more oomph that way. But then it's around the same binder filler as the original Aladino. So if you like Aladino,
I do.
and you like that Honduran Corojo, I think you're really going to like this cigar. It's a
Fantastic.
the Candela's certainly makes it very different, but I would love to see that become a regular thing.
I
It's
hope
like
it's doing well.
it's not like people are falling through the doors asking for Candelas, but on a regular basis, I do have people asking, 3-4 times a month, I would say, what do you got with the Candela? And now I've got a really
Our
good
Edge Candela is
answer.
smoking real good right now. You should probably put him on that.
I'm sure it
Pat,
is.
Pat's got some more cigars. I just had to throw that in there.
So then the archive series of Saka, the Todos Laws DS, Thicks Lonsdale. It's not a new release, but they're re-releasing it. I mean, I think we've always kind of had it because when he stopped making it, we still had some boxes left.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Rocky Patel Decade Habano. Again, this was, I think, Q4, but we got pretty hefty supply of them Q1, so I'm counting that as the release of it, for us at least. The new Asylum 10, specifically the 1118, I mean, they have a 70 or a 60 gauge of it, but the 1118, it's a really good blend, especially in that
1118
Vitola.
is a great Vitola.
Yep.
And then the West Tampa Attic series that has a pretty sturdy stock cut San Andreas wrapper. It has a Nicaraguan Atempe binder, which a lot of the new, like those, all those CAO guys are using that tobacco, which is interesting. It's a volcanic island off the coast of Nicaragua. Really, really good tobacco. The West Tampa Red series that's coming out Q2 is going to be, I think Q2.
Yeah.
So that uses the same wrapper. So I guess the Attic series is a kind of a pre-release of that wrapper tobacco. And then we don't have this cigar at Twins, but the entire staff has probably smoked it like a couple of times by now. But the HVC Selection #1 Habano, which is probably my favorite cigar that I smoked so far that's new this year. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay.
But mainly because, I mean, it's different. Like, I'm more of like a full body, like, spice. I want to get, like, punched in the gut from the cigar that I'm smoking. So that's, like, a very strong, impressive cigar. So that was really good. The LFD Golden Bull, the Maduro and Natural. Again, Maduro came out Q4, but the Natural we got in, I'd say, like a month and a half ago, maybe. So that was a Q1 release. I haven't had the Natural yet. I had the Maduro. I thought it was all right. I don't know if anyone
Golden
else
Solomon?
smoked it. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Indian Motorcycle, another one that I have not smoked. I don't know if anyone's.
I had that when we first got it. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
And then the Topper Grande 125th anniversary, which is a killer cigar. I think we were planning on smoking it soon, but I believe Topper is going to be on the show. That cigar is interesting because it has a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Dominican binder, and then he said there's 2 Dominican filler leaves, which he didn't tell me what region they were, but then there's Nicaraguan and then a Pennsylvania broadleaf filler in there, so it's like a really, like a lot of my Liga guys enjoy that cigar. It's a nice, like rich, earthy, spicy, like that hickory wood cigar. And then we had a re-release of the Cohiba Weller, which this is a, I'll call it a Cuban Corona. I don't know what the
They call it a Toro.
Like it's got to be a 46 gauge.
It's smaller than a Toro.
It's got to be smaller, yeah.
It's Liz. They describe it as a Tubo Toro.
Well, if you put like a lot of these cigars side by side, like look at a bunch of different Robustas in the humidor, they're probably all just a tiny bit different.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 5x50, but if you look at it there,
So thin Toro. And then the Aganosa Twins 25th. It's not officially out in the store yet, but we've smoked it on the podcast, so I'll count that as a quarter one because we've had different pop-up special events going on. So if you were participating in those, you had the opportunity to try it. And then the Avo Seasons, which we got in a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I haven't had that one yet. I'm planning on having that tomorrow. I don't know if anyone else has.
I haven't had it yet. It literally just showed up a little bit ago.
Yep. Yeah, that's really it. Overall, quarter one. I mean, there's cigars that have been released that we haven't gotten at Twins. I don't know. It's weird. Usually, I feel like at quarter one, you see a little bit more. There's a lot of announced cigars, so I think quarter two review is going to have a pretty big list of it. Obviously because of TAA and then TPE, those bunch of releases. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up in the humidor in the next upcoming months here.
I think, in the past, when you've had a TAA or a TPE release, those cigars typically came out rather quickly. A lot of the ones that were announced at TPE and TAA aren't even arriving until the fall. So
ours is July,
and yours is July. So, it's much more like an announcing of what's coming than here's this thing we made. It's ready to go. How many do you want? It's only 1,000 boxes.
That's how it's been for us. Like the PCA releases too. Like I think we start shipping them September, October. Sometimes due to unforeseen circumstances, it ends up being November.
Well, and that was the case with the Decade Habano here. It was
then there's always
TAA,
customs.
which was February, and we didn't see it until December. And,
Customs is understaffed, so getting those shipping containers,
oh, that's true too.
Is another big part of it because they're understaffed.
Yeah. Are there favorites so far for quarter one?
Personally, with me, I think a handful of cigars that came out were all right. The standouts for me was the Decade Habano that we're smoking tonight, the HVC Selection #1, and then I don't think what my third would be. Nothing really really blew me away.
Yeah, nothing really blew me away so far either.
Not even the Aladino? I thought that was just.
I thought it was all right.
I thought
to be
it was
honest.
I loved it so much just because it was different. It wasn't something that I'm used to tasting or smoking, and
that's
that
true.
was
As far as coming out with something new, that would be my pick. Yeah, I really enjoy it. But this isn't a diss. It's just not a cigar that I could smoke all the time. But it's definitely a cigar I could smoke pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm. If I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably say the Decade Habano just because of the price point. It's like you can really smoke it
$9, jeez.
at any point of the day.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
So I've been habitually smoking them when I'm here working because
I'm envious.
And plus, honestly, I would say that the branding on it's probably my favorite branding Rocky's done, other than the age limited rare. I don't know what it is about the band. It's just it looks it's classy.
Well, the
and
footband's really nice too.
Yeah, but it's like that. I'll call it like a faded kind of tribal looking
Patina.
design. That's I don't know. It's a nice looking cigar. It doesn't look like a $9 cigar, which it really isn't. I mean, the way I know that the way the TAA
The price
works,
point's different because it's a special TAA cigar.
yeah, so it's definitely it doesn't smoke like a $9 cigar. You're paying $9 for it, but this is right up.
Definitely not.
Yeah, this is on par with I'd say the middle batches of Rocky's releases, like that. $12 to $14 price point, like with all the. The 1990 and 1999 series.
I mean, it's all you have to do is look at the pricing for a regular Decade. The price didn't go down all those dollars because we put a Habano wrapper on it. It's a special release for TAA. It's for the members of TAA. the pricing's, intended to be that way, to bring something special to only the members to give to the consumers. So everything you're saying is completely right. It's not a $9 cigar. It just happens to be being sold for $9. But
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and we're all really enjoying it. I'm almost done with mine.
I'm thinking about using my
smoked
marker
great
and
all the way
getting a
through.
box. Use my marker, pass it on down there and say, "Can I just get one box?" Yeah, slide it over. I gotta put the blood up my blood thumbprint on it.
Another John Wick reference there.
I was there, Rocky. Take it back.
Take it back, Mike. Take it back. I was there for you.
Oh my God!
We should maybe do that as a promo leading up to our promo.
that would be great. See, now that's something we should.
Yeah, John Wick pretzel. That would be so good.
We should do a
For the 25th anniversary.
a
we should do
John
it.
Wick themed event.
Yep.
That would be fun.
We'll all
I
come
have
in.
no idea how we can.
We'll
pull
all
that
come
off.
in with those automatic new gel guns that don't
Yeah.
leave a mess or anything like that. You know what I mean? They're like super cheap.
No,
Do it for the
don't.
anniversary.
So there's a airsoft, but the step down from airsoft is this new thing that are like the size of BBs, and they're made from the special gel stuff. And
How's that not make a mess, Dave?
because they evaporate, they just disappear. And so, but all the guns are fully automatic or like one shot. But they're like you grow the beads yourself. You put like 10,000 little pellets in water, and then they.
I need to be able to just buy it at Walmart
Yeah.
and fire it.
Yes, it's you can do that. You
can do it.
You can do it. Or, Walmart, Amazon, whatever.
Is it those little
But it's-
beads like the kids put their feet in and they grow? Those things? Those little beads?
Orbeez.
Yeah, is that what they call them? Orbeez?
Orbeez.
But it takes like 2 or 3 hours for the beads to
They
grow.
grow up.
Yeah, and then you just put them in the hopper of the gun where it's kind of like it's kind of like paintball, but it's not doesn't hurt as much.
As much.
But
And the beads apparently instantaneously combust and they're just gone.
We should just use potato guns and hurt
They just
people.
disappear. They don't leave a mark. They don't leave a mess.
Like
They
boba
just,
tea bubbles, like the little bubbles that they put in that like Japanese tea.
I don't know.
Did you ever use potato guns?
Japanese tea bubble
No.
gun.
We used to make those like PVC
That's what I
pipe,
like.
and you spray
My
hairspray in
name's
there, and you
But that
Follow me for war.
roast potato. It hurts.
You ever use Pop-Its?
So we
in
just
the
have
retail
someone
area?
go around, shooting people in the chest and the head.
Yeah.
Chest head, chest head, chest head.
So I have it. I have the scene, and I'm going to forget it. I'm going to just say it now. Don't steal it if you listen to this, all right? So the scene is Kurt walks into the office in Naples. We're going to be down there. We could film this.
Yeah.
Kurt walks in with the marker.
Yeah.
He sits in Rocky's office, and he just slides it over, and Rocky's like, don't do this. Don't do this. He's like, no, I need you to make me a 25th anniversary cigar. And he says, take it back. Take it back.
And he goes, hey, now.
And then all of a sudden he comes out, and he's like, here's the 25th. That's a release right there.
Or like with Winston when he's up on the roof of that hotel or whatever, looking at the gold pieces.
Yeah.
Impeccable. Put these into circulation.
Yeah, that's how Kurt can open the box and he can be like,
Oh, this is awesome. We got
oh.
We gotta do
As long as I
something.
star in this one, I'm in.
Well, Mike, thanks for being with us tonight. This has been a great conversation. Don't you think?
I had a really great time. Sorry if I swayed it. I'm a talker. I apologize, but I'm sorry if I swayed us off the topic a little bit. But
No, it's all right.
I
I
love
think it
sitting
was
with you
good.
guys and talking, and just knowing that everybody else is out there and wherever they are, listening and having fun with us. I hope and
all
smoking
8
there.
people. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a live one or is?
Yeah, it's live.
We're live right now.
So where's all the people chiming in saying, "Hey,
Let's see. We got Rod who says he's been to the Burn Lounge in Naples. Awesome place.
nice, yes,
That's
He
it.
lives up in Canada. Yeah. So
really,
Yeah.
wow,
Yes.
well done, Ron. Traveled all the way from Canada to go down there. So I'm not sure what part of Canada he's from, but we have a really awesome one in Pittsburgh, and it's not far. So when I go to Buffalo, sometimes we take a little side trip, and it's only a few hours when we get there. So if he's in that like Toronto area, that side of Canada, that's a nice
I
little.
probably passed
state
that
there.
on my way back from Ohio.
You
this
probably
weekend.
did. And then we have one in Oklahoma City. We have one in Atlanta. And we have one, a brand new one. The newest one is Indianapolis. So,
And screw New England, because
No. I am certain that Rocky would love to have one somewhere around here, but it just,
It would be counterproductive.
well, no, I mean, if you guys have any connections, you can get us a license to open up a burn, like in Boston or something. Just let us know. It's just, but they're nice. If you get a chance to go to them, it's a really good time. They're all like different in their own way. It's like the one in Pittsburgh's like that blue,
you gotta do it.
like
You can't-
that Steelers,
Hey,
right next to the
Boston,
stadium.
you got to do it in like Concord or something. You know, it's a cigar tax.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good
Screw
point.
Mass.
Good point. Good point.
All right. That's it for tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Thanks for being with
Thanks,
us.
everyone.
Yep.
It's not just blowing smoke.
You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down.